New York City, February 2022. Dr. Adam Crane, a respected clinical psychologist with over 2 decades of experience, was found dead in his Upper West Side office. The scene was surreal. His body was slumped in his leather chair, a single bullet wound to the head. No sign of struggle, no forced entry, and on his desk, a voice recorder still running. Dr. Crane had been praised for his groundbreaking work in trauma therapy and emotional detachment disorders. He specialized in patients with high control needs, including law enforcement officers, trauma survivors, and, as it would turn out, one very dangerous individual. The case would quickly spiral into a maze of transcripts, redacted records, hidden trauma, and a chilling exploration of what happens when trust between doctor and patient is shattered in the most irreversible way. Police quickly learned that the door had been locked from the inside. The only other person who had an appointment that day, a 27-year-old former patient named Noah Green, had checked in at the front desk and never checked out. Noah had been under Dr. Crane's care 6 years earlier, following a psychiatric emergency at Columbia University. The sessions had ended suddenly. Records stated that Noah was transferred to alternative care after therapist-initiated termination. The file was heavily redacted. When police began reviewing the audio recording from the office, the last 40 minutes of Dr. Crane's life played out in chilling detail. The tape started mid-session. Dr. Crane's voice, calm, methodical. Noah's voice, measured but brittle. "I did what you said. I confronted it. Tell me how that went." There's a long pause, then Noah says, "They told me it wasn't real." Crane, "What wasn't?" "My memory. The one you said was a symptom of displacement." "They laughed." More silence. Crane's tone shifts. He asks questions, but Noah doesn't answer right away. What follows is an eerie back and forth, half confession, half confrontation. No threats are made, no shouting, just long, heavy silences and psychological tension that builds second by second. Then near the end, Noah says something that would later be quoted in every article, every podcast episode, every documentary. "You helped me open a door I was never supposed to find." The sound of a chair shifting, footsteps, then a loud crack, and the tape ends. Police issue an alert for Noah Green, but he's gone. No phone, no wallet, no digital trail. His apartment is empty. Surveillance shows him leaving the building at 3:41 p.m., wearing a gray hoodie and carrying a small duffel bag. And after that, nothing. Media explodes. A manhunt ensues. Dr. Crane's professional reputation is dissected. Journalists dig into former patients, old complaints, controversial treatments. Then a new lead, an anonymous email sent to a journalist, contains a transcript of a session between Crane and another patient, a woman named Emily Shaw, treated between 2017 and 2019. She claims she was manipulated into believing false memories by Crane. Her case was quietly settled out of court. Now police begin considering an alternate possibility. Was Dr. Crane's approach more harmful than healing? Was he, as one tabloid suggested, opening doors in the mind that should have stayed shut? A former colleague of Crane's anonymously tells investigators that he had become increasingly reckless with technique and emotionally involved with certain clients. Several note that his termination of Noah's treatment had been abrupt and followed an internal review. 6 weeks after the murder, Noah Green is found in a cabin in the Catskills, 80 miles north of the city, deceased, self-inflicted gunshot wound, a burner phone beside him, and a note scrawled on notebook paper. He showed me my monsters. Then he left me alone with them. But the story doesn't end there. Inside the cabin, police find audio tapes, dozens of them. Therapy sessions recorded by Noah without Crane's knowledge. Many are edited, but some are intact. And some contain disturbing content. Not violence, but manipulation, repetition, unorthodox techniques. Phrases like, "Let's reframe that truth into something you can live with." And worse, "They don't have to believe you, only I do." The tapes are reviewed, then leaked. Public opinion turns. Was Dr. Crane a visionary or a psychological abuser? Did he push too far, too deep, with patients already at the edge? A class action lawsuit is filed by former patients. The medical board launches a posthumous investigation. Universities distance themselves. The psychology community splits. Some call him brilliant. Others call him dangerous. In the weeks that follow, more former patients step forward. A man named Julian B. claims Crane convinced him that his estranged father had abused him, a memory Julian later came to doubt. Another, a woman named Rena Vega, says she was encouraged to role-play traumatic events under hypnosis. In her words, "I thought I was healing, but I was just reliving my worst nightmares again and again." A journalist for the New York Times publishes a timeline of Crane's most controversial patients and the methods used. The piece includes testimonials, court filings, and internal memos from the clinic Crane co-founded. One memo reads, "Doctor, Crane's practices are increasingly inconsistent with APA guidelines. Meanwhile, the cabin is combed for more evidence. Investigators find a whiteboard with written phrases, likely affirmations Noah used to stabilize himself. Some are positive, others are chilling. They lied to me about what happened. Crane holds the key. If memory can be changed, what else is false?" Forensic analysis confirms Noah had been planning to confront Crane for months. Receipts show he bought the burner phone and gun weeks earlier. Surveillance from a library shows him researching dissociative disorders and repressed memory recovery. One book found in the cabin is underlined on nearly every page. In response to growing scrutiny, a panel of psychologists and ethicists appears on NPR to debate the ethics of deep memory therapy. One expert says, "The mind is not a vault. It's more like a garden." And Crane was pulling up roots without checking what held the structure together. By the end of the year, a documentary series titled Memory War, The Sessions of Dr. Crane, is released on a streaming platform. It includes reenactments, audio recordings, and expert interviews. It is nominated for a Peabody. One final twist comes from Dr. Crane's own notes obtained by subpoena. In them, he reflects on Noah's case. "He is fragile, but he fascinates me. I feel drawn to him in a way that feels clinical, but also personal. I must remain careful." This entry was dated 3 weeks before he ended Noah's treatment. 6 months after the release of Memory War, a new figure enters the public eye. Dr. Lena Morano, a former student and colleague of Crane. She comes forward with a cache of internal emails, training modules, and workshop footage from Crane's private seminars. One of the most controversial clips shows Crane stating, "In therapy, if the truth is unusable, you build one the mind can survive." This reignites debate. Was Crane admitting to fabricating narratives for his patients? Or was this a misunderstood metaphor for reframing trauma? The APA releases a statement distancing itself from such approaches. Conferences begin including ethics sessions titled The Crane Line, where therapy ends and suggestion begins. In 2024, a book hits bestseller lists, Fragments of Truth, Surviving Dr. Crane. Written by Emily Shaw, it details her sessions, legal battle, and recovery. The book is raw, personal, and deeply unsettling. In interviews, she says, "He taught me how to dissociate beautifully. It took me years to learn how to feel again." A final investigation by Frontline uncovers that Crane had been under quiet review by the state board since 2019. Complaints had been filed, but none escalated. The board chair resigns following the revelation. The legacy of Dr. Adam Crane remains divisive. His writings are no longer taught. His methods are dissected, criticized, and sometimes quietly used under different names. What happened in that office remains irreversible. One man lost his life, another lost his mind, and somewhere in between, dozens of others were caught in the wake.